The budget reduction has pulled money from my overall science budget. So therefore, I have less money to spend in the classroom. I have less money for chemicals, supplies, and with chemistry and with physical science, there are a lot of consumables. We go through a lot of materials. Since the reduction has occurred, there's less to be able to spend. So therefore, there's less opportunity for those kids to experience and be able to utilize those materials.
If one or both of the questions don't pass, clearly we'll need to continue making cuts. We've been making cuts even with the existing levy. If both questions don't pass, we will have to make over $1 million worth of cuts, and whether that be in the form of staff, program, increased fees, there's different levers that need to be played. Again, all trying to maximize the educational experience for our students, but it'll be significant. It'll have to be significant.
And I can only imagine if things don't go well, more is going to happen. We're seeing our kind of department budget slowly kind of go away due to these cuts to try and manage everything else. And being a performance course over those other core classes, it's more than likely if things don't go well, we are probably going to get more cuts.
We have committed teachers. They're going to do a really great job no matter what. They are. But they're not superhuman. And so I think they will be limited in maybe the energy that they have to give, because they have to spread it around to more kids. They will, like I said, they'll still be fantastic, but it's going to be more challenging. And, we're already putting a lot on our teachers. As we know, teachers right now across the country they're experiencing a lot. They're pretty stressed and they're carrying a heavy load. So expending more energy now because you have bigger classes, it will make a difference on that.
Last year in my math class, we had 34 people in it, I think. And there was just so many people trying to talk at the same time. It was kind of hard for the teacher to actually say stuff and for us to be able to listen to what she's trying to say.
Yeah, it just makes it crowded and stuff. It's harder to learn when you're squished together next to people.
Small class sizes are really important for the culture of the classroom. If you have a manageable amount of students in a classroom for a teacher, you know that teacher can get to every one of those students in a day. Let's say they're reading. Everyone needs assistance with reading, especially in the elementary level. If that teacher has a smaller class size, you can ensure that they're going to be able to get to every student in that day and meet every one of those kids' needs. With a large class size, you can't ensure any of that, and the teacher can only do as best as he or she can.
I definitely think more specifically, I've been in some bigger classes the past couple of years. I would say that it does hinder your connection with your teacher more, just because it's hard to focus on so many students at one time. And when you're in a smaller class, which I've also had some smaller classes, I'm in journalism, and since it's an elective, it's a lot smaller of a class, and you build more of a relationship with that teacher. And I think overall it does, help you improve your experience and how you're learning.
A smaller group, it definitely helped me. That class I probably enjoyed the most, just because I got the most relationships from it. Just being able to talk with just such a small group, I had formed such a big bond with so many of those people compared to classes with much more. I don't know, it's just something about just smaller groups that kind of bring the whole group together.
I remember having a current events class with a bunch of kids in it. And then sometimes the advanced language arts classes, they keep a little smaller for graded discussions and stuff. I think it's pretty good having more one-on-one time with classmates and teachers. Small group discussions is good.
You can tell when class sizes start inching up. It's more difficult. It's more difficult for the students. It's more difficult for the teachers, obviously. But one of the ways that I think you get the most out of education is by having smaller class sizes and allowing those teachers to really get in there and get in touch with their students and their particular needs. From my experience in the classroom, it's much easier to manage smaller class sizes. That probably sounds kind of obvious, but from my perspective as a substitute, I just know that I could more easily pick up on the situations where somebody might not be following along with the lesson. Somebody might need a little extra time or a little extra support, or frankly, a little extra discipline. It's harder to do when there's a big group. And so that smaller class size really lets you connect, even if it's a classroom that you're only in one day before you switch to another classroom. Smaller class sizes really get you in front of those kids and get you engaged and them as well.
I think the staff gives 100% every day. So therefore, we take what we are given, whether it be a person coming into the room, whether it be materials, and we do the best job we possibly can. So has the level of education been compromised? I think the opportunities might have been compromised, but I don't think the level of education has been compromised.